information on the Koss embezzlement scandal. The company now reports it has lost $31 million since 2005. Koss also fired its auditor.
The indictment charges former Koss Vice President of Finance Sue Sachdeva with defrauding her employer of more than $31 million. Prosecutors believe Sachdevas spending spree started in January of 2004 and didn't end until she was caught. Federal agents believe she used the money to shop at high-end clothing stores like Valentina's in Mequon, where she is accused of spending $1.3 million. When they searched her home and the storage units she kept in the Third Ward, they found 50 racks full of women's clothing. At least one item had a $20,000 price tag still attached. There were 400 boxes of women's shoes, statues, works of art, and boxes of clothes. Chanel items, Louis Vuitton luggage, dozens of fur coats, you name it. Prosecutors say Sachdeva used Koss's money for plane tickets, home renovations, even cars.
The 55-page document released by the U.S. Attorney's Office reads like a Vogue catalog. Designer clothing from Dana Buchman, Escada, and Calvin Klein. Manolo Blahnik and Oscar de la Renta shoes. Suits by Christian Dior and Gucci. This boutique owner says it's the type of ultra-high-end stuff that doesn't come cheap.
By Escada. Typically $1,000 to $2,000. Chanel. Over $2,000.
The government filed the inventory Tuesday as it prepares to auction off items seized from Sue Sachdeva. Items investigators say she bought with the $34 million embezzled from Koss. The list of stuff goes on, with labels like Jimmy Choo, Christian Louboutin, Prada, and Alexander McQueen. The first 40 pages alone list thousands of pieces of jewelry.
A lot of curious folks showed up here to the Airport Wyndham Hotel, lining up to get a look at all that loot amassed by former Koss exec Sue Sachdeva. Cases full of high-end jewelry, fancy handbags, and designer shoes, all of it seized by the feds from Sue Sachdeva, now up for auction this weekend by the U.S. Marshals Service.
It almost took my breath away to think that one person would own just even all of these 100 pieces of jewelry that we're auctioning off this Saturday.
On Friday, about 300 pieces open to the public for a pre-auction inspection. The former Koss Corp exec is now serving 11 years in prison for embezzling and spending a staggering $34 million. Some seemed impressed with what they saw.
Well, there's a couple rings and a bracelet and a watch that I like.
Others, not so much.
There's a lot of weird stuff in there I wouldn't want, but she had good taste and she had bad taste.
Auctioneers expect the sell-off to bring in around $1 million from bidders in person and online. Some of those prices could reach 6 figures.
A sentencing for the Koss executive who embezzled more than $34 million.
Today, a judge sentenced her to 11 years in federal prison. Sue Sachdeva had nothing to say to her co-workers prior to her sentencing. Sue, did you want to apologize to your co-workers? She stole $34 million from her longtime employer, Koss Corporation. Her attorney said Sachdeva did it because of mental illness, not greed.
She's sick. There's no other way to say it. She was an ill woman. She's getting better now.
Sachdeva told a judge she was truly remorseful. She explained, "I have lost everything that is dear to me. My marriage, my children, my career, my home, and my freedom." Michael Koss, Sachdeva's longtime employer, told the judge his employees suffered financial troubles because of her theft. The company cut pay and stock prices fell. Koss had hoped for a maximum sentence that would have equaled more than 20 years in prison. Instead, a judge sentenced Sachdeva to 11 years behind bars. Now, Sachdeva has asked to spend that 11 years in federal prison at a facility in Northern California. She was not taken into custody today, and she will be allowed to report on her own. She will also have to pay $34 million in restitution to the Koss Corporation, with some of that money coming from the items she purchased being auctioned. Reporting live in downtown Milwaukee, Lauren Lemanchak, today's TMJ4.